the world of professional sports, competition is fierce and pressures are high. Players are constantly testing not only their skills and tactics, but also their mental and physical resilience. The recent WNBA 2024 season unveiled a gripping saga that brought to light the darker side of competition: bullying. This wasn't just any bullying, it specifically targeted Caitlin Clark, a rookie with record-breaking talent. Best known for her incredible college career, Clark's entry into the WNBA ignited tensions that escalated into a vivid narrative of intimidation and unexpected consequences. The season was marked by physical confrontations and overt attempts to rattle Clark. Yet instead of breaking her spirit, these aggressions only served to galvanize her into an unstoppable force. This video explores the events that led to this remarkable turn of events, the players involved, the fallout from their actions, and the profound implications for the league and its future. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our deep dive into this evolution and all the inside scoop. You won't want to be left in the dark when the surprises start hitting the hardwood. Join us on this journey through the world of women's basketball, because with Caitlin Clark leading the charge, it's about to get thrilling. Let's go Fever! Caitlin Clark stepped into the WNBA spotlight with a wealth of accolades gained from her collegiate career. During her time at Iowa, she shattered records and rewrote history books, establishing herself as a prodigy destined for greatness. With her transcendent skills, strong leadership, and competitive spirit, she was a player to watch. However, not all players greeted her arrival with admiration. Instead, some saw her as a target. This proved to be a grave mistake for those who chose to engage in intimidation tactics. The tension of the competition quickly became palpable as it unfolded over the course of the season. Clark made her presence immediately known. There was a particular night in May when she played her first official game for the Indiana Fever, showcasing a performance filled with dazzling assists, deep three-pointers, and an electrifying court presence. She posted 27 points, along with 8 rebounds and 6 assists, signaling to the league that she was ready to make an impact. Yet, despite an outpouring of excitement from fans, the undercurrent of resentment from some players began to surface. It was clear that Clark's presence meant more than sheer talent. It brought a shift in dynamics within the league. Players that felt overshadowed began demonstrating signs of hostility. The stage was set for what would become an unprecedented narrative of bullying, rivalry, and ultimately, resilience. The aggression begins: Kennedy Carter's mistake. The first significant confrontation came on June 1st, 2024, during a match between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. The atmosphere was charged with tension when Kennedy Carter, a Chicago Sky player, opted for aggression over sportsmanship. In a blatant display of physicality, Carter shoulder-checked Clark to the hardwood floor just before an inbound pass. This was no accident. It screamed intent.
Carter didn't just guard Clark, she sent a message. With the ball not even in play, Carter shoulder-checked Clark to the hardwood before an inbound pass, a move so blatant it screamed intent.
Initially, the referees called it a common foul, but after a review, they upgraded the foul to a flagrant one, indicating unnecessary contact. This call signified a serious acknowledgement of Carter's conduct, but it did not mitigate the ensuing whirlwind of backlash, including intense scrutiny on both her and the Sky. Although Carter faced no fines or suspensions from the WNBA, the ramifications were far-reaching. Fans took to social media to vilify her, branding her a bully. Harassment spilled onto her personal space as hostility followed her and her teammates beyond the court, leading to uncomfortable encounters during their team dinners and hotel stay. The stark reality of how quickly passion can turn toxic was highlighted in this incident. In response to the aftermath, Clark displayed remarkable composure, stating, "That's just not a basketball play, but I got to play through it." Instead of allowing the incident to rattle her, it reinforced her resolve to succeed, portraying her as a beacon of strength amidst adversity. Clark's poise resonated across the league, symbolizing the qualities of a player capable of surmounting challenges both on and off the court. Analysts began to reflect on the implications of Carter's actions. The bully mentality in professional sports could have far-reaching consequences, not just for the players, but also for the integrity of the game. The heat intensifies. Angel Reese enters the fray. Just weeks later, on June 16th, another rookie from the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, attempted to assert herself in the increasing rivalry between herself and Clark. Building on the intense backdrop of their previous encounters in college, Reese aggressively pursued Clark during a drive to the basket. In an ill-fated attempt to block her shot, Reese delivered a jarring hit that abruptly shifted the momentum of the play. The referees deemed it a flagrant 1 foul for excessive contact, echoing the league's zero-tolerance approach to aggression. In this instance, however, the WNBA responded with a fine against Reese, stemming not from the foul itself, but from her decision to forego post-game media obligations. She faced a $1,000 penalty, while the Sky also faced an additional $5,000 fine for failing to ensure compliance.
As Clark drove to the basket for a layup, Reese went for a block but caught Clark's head with a jarring hit. The play was reviewed, and the refs slapped Reese with a flagrant 1 for excessive contact.
What intensified the situation was the public response, a firestorm of online criticism that spiraled into a cesspool of racism and misogyny directed at Reese. This incident exposed not only the physical rivalry that Clark and Reese held, but also ignited broader conversations about privilege, race, and the ramifications of aggressive play in women's sports. Conversations that should have revolved around athleticism and skills became overshadowed by harmful stereotypes and prejudices. As tensions rose, the drama continued with yet another significant incident involving Dijonai Carrington of the Connecticut Sun. During a pivotal playoff game against the Indiana Fever, Carrington inadvertently poked Clark in the eye while trying to deflect a pass. It was a moment devoid of malice. No foul was called, yet the outcome was visibly distressing. Clark hit the floor in pain, and the incident sent shockwaves throughout the arena.
In Game 1 of the 2024 WNBA playoffs, Dijonai Carrington of the Connecticut Sun inadvertently poked Caitlin Clark in the eye.
Despite the problematic contact, Clark demonstrated a resilience that became a hallmark of her rookie season. After a brief timeout, she returned to the game, determined to regain control. Remarkably, she maintained her composure and finished the game despite a tough performance, claiming, "It wasn't intentional by any means, just watch the play." However, the discourse around the incident proved to be intense. Online dialogue erupted, driven by fans, analysts, and commentators questioning whether the poke was evidence of targeted aggression. Prominent sports figures even contributed to the narrative, with voices like Jason Whitlock alleging intent and further igniting hostility towards Carrington. As hate mail and threats rained down, it became clear that social media scrutiny had reached a toxic peak. As the season progressed, incidents of aggressive play against Clark became glaringly prominent, and a troubling narrative emerged. Michaela Onyenwere, another player from the Chicago Sky, compounded the issue by delivering a flagrant foul during a subsequent game. Her overly aggressive closeout on Clark resulted in the 4th flagrant foul against Clark by Sky players alone. The stats were startling. 57% of the total flagrant fouls called against Clark were carried out by one team. Despite her continuous aggression, Onyenwere faced no immediate consequences beyond the in-game foul. Across the league, analysts began questioning the trend that established Clark as a potential target. It became increasingly difficult to ignore that a significant number of players seemed intent on physically testing Clark, while the repercussions fell disproportionately on those who lashed out. This on-court dynamic illuminated a powerful narrative about respect, safety, and the ramifications of sportsmanship. Clark's reputation transformed. Fans rallied around her, recognizing her resilience as she managed seemingly uniform aggression from opponents. Even additional players outside the Chicago Sky were drawn into this narrative. Ari McDonald of the LA Sparks landed herself in the spotlight by crowding Clark's landing space during a three-point attempt. While the foul wasn't deemed malicious, it nonetheless contributed to the growing optics surrounding Clark as a player who attracted unwarranted physical contact, a magnetic figure for hard fouls. The players who targeted Clark, Carter, Reese, Carrington, Onyenwere, and McDonald, didn't just face immediate consequences of fouls or public scrutiny. they unwittingly became part of a more significant discussion about sportsmanship and how far some might go to rattle an opponent. Each of their attempts to bully the rookie not only fell flat, but also placed them at the center of a broader narrative that painted their actions in an unflattering light. Carter's shoulder check was not merely an isolated incident, it became a focal point of debate on jealousy and competition in women's basketball. In a league where respect is often hard-won, the experience of both the players bullying Clark and Clark herself formed a powerful dialogue about the boundaries of aggression. Caitlin Clark, through these trials, evolved not just as a player, but as a symbol of resilience and spirit. Rather than allowing these physical confrontations to wear her down, she channeled the energy into ferocious gameplay. The narrative surrounding her began to shift. She was no longer just the rookie on a great team, but a profound talent whose grit was becoming emblematic of a new era in women's basketball. Despite facing continuous physicality on the court, Caitlin Clark demonstrated a remarkable ability to transform adversity into opportunity. The harsh treatment she received became fuel for her performance. She emerged as a star that the WNBA had not fully prepared for. Her distinctive play style, impressive stats and resolve in the face of bullying caught the league's attention, leading to a surge of support from fans and allies who recognized that she was far more than just a target. Clark's dedication and hard work resonated deeply, allowing her to thrive amidst the challenges. Averaging 15.6 points per game, she led the Indiana Fever deep into the playoffs, showcasing outstanding skills and a commitment to her team that outshone any aggression aimed in her direction. As her play flourished, so too did her marketability. Off the court, Clark signed major endorsement deals with prominent brands like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, netting millions and igniting a tremendous spike in her jersey sales. Clark's social media following exploded as her captivating highlights filled feeds, transforming her into a cultural and sports icon in her own right. The irony was palpable. While her detractors faced backlash and fines, Clark's appeal broadened and grew, rendering the bullying tactics of her rivals ineffective. Instead of suffocating her spirit, they accidentally fueled her ascent, establishing her as a dynamic figure in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark's journey throughout the 2024 WNBA season recounts a powerful narrative about resilience, strength, and the evolving landscape of women's sports. Her experience illustrates the consequences of bullying and aggression in a competitive arena, while simultaneously highlighting how one player's determination can create waves of change. The players who attempted to rattle Clark may have perceived temporary advantages on the court, but the rising backlash against their conduct crystallized the need for respect, safety, and sportsmanship in competitive play. Clark's journey exemplifies the transformative power of resilience. She didn't merely survive the bullying, she thrived, redefining expectations in the league. For the WNBA, Clark's emergence signals a vital lesson. The next generation of players must navigate a space where mutual respect transcends rivalry, and physicality does not overshadow the essence of teamwork and fair competition. As Caitlin Clark continues her professional career, she stands as a testament to what can happen when raw talent meets unwavering determination, an inspiring figure for fans and athletes alike as she reshapes the future of women's basketball. In the grand tapestry of sports, her story unfolds as an indelible reminder that strength is often forged in the fires of adversity. And if the 2024 season is any indication, Caitlin Clark's story, and the impact she continues to make, is only just beginning. Stories of resilience will be told for years to come, with Caitlin Clark at the forefront as a true beacon of hope and tenacity in the face of intimidation.